From the Library of Congress in Washington, D.C.
Michelle? So, my first job was teaching 7th grade reading at a high-poverty school in rural Mississippi. I walked into this classroom on day 1 with no teaching materials, not even books. And I spent the next 2 years scrambling to build a curriculum for students that, in a single classroom, had reading aptitudes spanning 7 different grade levels. I worked so hard because I knew what was at stake. How well a kid reads in 8th grade is one of the single best predictors we have of life outcomes. It's a predictor of high school and college graduation, and even lifetime earnings. So, my name is Michelle Brown, and I started CommonLit because I believe that we can change the game for students in low-income schools by giving teachers the tools they need to teach reading and writing at a high level. CommonLit is a free online reading program that helps students develop advanced reading and writing skills. Today, we're serving over 2.7 million teachers and students in over 38,000 US schools, and we're in a high growth period, gaining 20,000 new registered users per day. We're specifically focused on reaching students in low-income schools that are often the last to get access to cutting-edge technology and quality reading materials. So why are so many people signing up? Well, at commonlit.org, teachers can go online and create a free account and browse our leveled library of hundreds of high-interest and engaging authentic texts and lessons, all prepared by master teachers. These are news articles, poems, short stories, historical documents. Students interact with digital texts, they learn new vocabulary words, they have high-level discussions with their classmates, and they complete a standards-aligned comprehension quiz. Our data reports help teachers determine which students need extra and personalized support. So the reason our content is so high quality is that we have leveraged the work of our content partners, some Smithsonian institutions and even archives from the Library of Congress, like the Veterans History Project, so that students can actually read great, authentic literature. And we get these texts because we are a nonprofit. This is why we are committed to keeping CommonLit 100% free for teachers and students forever. So we're spreading rapidly right now, primarily through teacher-to-teacher word of mouth and a bootstrap marketing budget. And today in Mississippi, the state of Mississippi, where I used to teach, over 700 schools rely on CommonLit. And I want to tell you about one of those dots. In Mrs. Green's class, 7th grade class in DeSoto County, Mississippi, students are working in pairs to read complex informational texts. And Mrs. Green has noticed that CommonLit has increased student achievement in reading and also students' motivation to read. We also know from our first full year of implementation and from our third-party evaluator is that when students use CommonLit more frequently, they tend to have better reading gains over time. So where do we go from here? We know that schools and classrooms are such important institutions for developing civic engagement. But we also know that many students today struggle to access the complex information in primary and secondary sources. So our core competency is digitizing these primary and secondary sources and using technology like text-to-speech, guided reading mode, translation into 13 languages, and read-aloud technology to help struggling readers access the information in primary and secondary sources. And so over the next 2 years, we will be digitizing this content so that students, not only in reading class, but also in history class, can access these wonderful texts. So the great thing about tech is that it's super scalable, and we can deliver the solution for about 25 cents per kid. That's the cost of buying each child one pencil. And if we keep growing at the rate that we're growing today, we'll be on track to serve 20 million students by 2020. That's about half of all public school children in America. So CommonLit is a tool I wish I had when I was a teacher in that classroom in Mississippi. It delivers the kind of learning experiences I would want for my own child. We are so humbled to be part of the Literacy Best Practice Awards with all of you, and I would love to talk to many of you about forming a partnership, especially those of you who are working internationally, because we've started to see our tool getting picked up all around the world. Thank you so much. Here's my contact information. I hope to connect with you.
This has been a presentation of the Library of Congress. Visit us at loc.gov.